Hi, welcome to a new video. Today we are discussing about array. Last videos also we discussed about array. An array is defined as a collection of a similar type of data elements stored in a continuous memory locations that we already discussed. This is a primitive type of arrays are the derived data type in C programming language, which can store the primitive type of data such as integer, character, float, double, etc. So while discussing in detail about array, we will discuss about what is the meaning of this statement. The array is the simplest data structure where each data element can be randomly accessed by using its index number. Okay. Each element of an array is of same data type and carries the same size. That is why it is said to be similar data elements will be stored in the form of an array. Elements of the array are stored in a continuous memory location, and elements of an array can randomly accessed, since we can calculate the address of each element of the array with the given base address and the size of the data element. So I will discuss all these statements with the help of an example. So this is a declaration part, and here array is a derived data type. So derived from where? Where the primitive data type. That is the first meaning of this statement. Array is a derived data type in C programming language which stores the primitive type of data such as integer, character, float, double, etc. Here we can declare array as integer collection of integer type of data, or collection of float type of data, or a collection of double. So int, character, float, double, etc. are some of the primitive data types, and we are declaring, or we are using this data or derived data type. Array is a derived data type and it is derived from the primitive data type. Okay, and here array is the simplest data structure which each element can be randomly accessed by using the index number. Here you can directly access value 70. So here we have 5 elements, 80, 60, 70, 85 and 75. Randomly you can access any values here, 85 or 70 or 60 with the index number. So what is the index number? So if the array size is 5, so the array index starts from 0 and ends at 4. So what's the meaning of that? So these are the index numbers. So 0 to the maximum size of the array, that is 5 minus 1 will be the last index number. So 0 is the first index, second 1, third one 2, fourth one 3 and fifth one 4. You can access the element randomly by mentioning that index number. If you want to print the value, just you can say that printf %d mark of 2, so that you will get the value 70 from the array. So that is the meaning of the third statement. Fourth one, each element in an array of same data type and carry same size. Okay, here it is declared as integer type of data. We are going to store a collection of integer type of data. Here mark of 80, mark of 1, marks of 2, marks of 3, marks of 4, all these are integer type of data, and each carries the same size of, because it's an integer data type. So what's the size of an integer? It's a 4 byte. So 4 byte in the sense 4 into 5 empty spaces are created by declaring the statement like int marks of 5. So 5 empty spaces are created. Each empty space can accommodate 4 byte of data. So that's the meaning of this statement. Each element of an array is of a same data type and carries same size. So that's the meaning of this. In is integer data type. In mentions the integer type of data, and marks of 5. So name of the integer is name of the array is marks, and the total number of elements that can store in the until the name marks is 5, and each value, so 0 can store 4 byte of data, that is 80 and 1 can store 4 byte of data, 60. 2 can also store 4 byte of data, 3 also can store 4 byte of data, 4 also can store 4 byte of data. So that is the meaning of the statement. Each element of an array is of the same data type and carry same size. Elements of the array are stored in a continuous memory location. So these are the memory locations: 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So you can store the value in a continuous order. So first you can store in 0, and then you can store in 1, then 2, then 3. It is not necessary to continuously store it in a continuous order, but you can store it continuously so that a sequence is there. So the first value will be available. You can say that the first value will be available in 80, second value will be available in so first value is available in the 0th index, and second will be available in the first index. So there is a continuous memory locations are there, so that you can store the value continuously. Okay. Each element of an array can be randomly accessed, since we can calculate the address of each element of the array with the given base address. Here the base address is 0. Mark of 0 is the first address, so base address. So from 0 you can move on to 1, to 2, then 3, then 4, likewise. So you can elements of the array can be randomly accessed, since we can calculate the address of each element of the array with the given base address and the size of the data element. So these are the meaning of all these statements. Okay. How can we access an array element? An element is accessed by indexing the array name. For example, if you want to access the element 70, how will you access it? That I told. Printf %d mark of 2. So mark of 2 will produce the value 70. Okay. So in this case, saying that double salary is an integer variable. Sorry, salary is a double variable. Double is a data type. Okay. Double is a data type here. So salary is a variable, and it's a double data type, and it can store balance of 9. That is the element available in the index 9. So balance is array. So this particular statement has so many meaning. What's the meaning of this particular statement? Double salary. So salary is an integer variable. So double variable. Salary is a double variable. We are using an assignment operator. That's the meaning. What's the meaning of that? Salary is expecting a value, and that value is what? Balance of 9. So balance is an array, and in that array, the value stored in the 9th index is assigned to the variable salary. That's the meaning of this particular statement. The above statement will take the 10th element, 9 in the sense 10th element from the array, and assign the value to a salary variable. Okay. Next, how to initialize an array. So array you can initialize in a different way. So this is one type of initialization. Initialization in the sense we are assigning values. Okay. So here in mark of 5. So 5 mark of 5 is the array. Mark is the name of the array. So mark can store integer values, and 5. What's the meaning of this? You can store 5 integer type of data in the array. Okay, which is equal to, we have a curly braces. So in the curly braces, you can mention the values separated by commas. So 19, 10, 8, 17, 9. This is one type of initializing values to the array. So what's the meaning of that? Mark of 0 can marks of 19 is assigned to mark of 0, 10 is assigned to mark of 1, 8 is assigned to mark of 2, 7 is assigned to mark of 3, 9 is assigned to mark of 4. That is the meaning of this particular statement. Very important. So this is one type of array, initializing a value to the array. Mark of 5. So what's the meaning of that? Mark is an integer type of array variable, and the maximum size of the array is 5. So 5 elements you can store in this array, and we are assigning the values to each and every index by using the curly braces. Inside the curly braces, we are assigning values with the help of a comma operator. So comma is used to separate the values. So here 19, 10, 8, 17 and 9. All these are array values. And how can compiler take these values? So the first value, the zeroth index, base index, stores the first value, that is mark of 0 equal to 19, mark of 1 equal to 10, mark of 2 equal to 8, mark of 3 equal to 17, and mark of 4 equal to 9. So this is the meaning of this particular statement. You can also initialize an array like this or like this also, that is, it's another kind of array initialization. So in this case, the difference is we didn't mention the maximum size of the array. So it's a declaration. Here we have a declaration int markov. Here we didn't mention the maximum size of the array. So what's the meaning of that? The compiler can take the maximum value, because here we are assigning values like this. Markov equal to, inside the curly braces, 19, 10, 8, 17 and 9. So the compiler can take the value, the maximum value as 5 from these values. So we have 5 values here in the curly braces. So compiler will take mark of 0 equal to 19, mark of 1 equal to 10, mark of 2 equal to 8, mark of 3 equal to 17 and mark of 4 equal to 9. Okay, next, how to take get the value or store the value in an array using the program, and how to print the value from the array using the program. Okay, first case, take input and store it in the third element, that is the assignment. Take input and store it in the third element. How will you do? So we are storing the values in a variable using the scanf statement. If we are directly collecting the value from the user, so this is a procedure: scanf %d ampersand address of markov 2. Okay, if you want to store the element store it as a third element. So what's the meaning of that? Third in the sense markov 2, address of markov 2. So likewise, if you don't know because if you want to dynamically store the values, that I will discuss in detail. Anyway, I am explaining here with the help of a simple statement. If I want to store the value in the randomly, we don't know exactly, okay, or we don't know what's value of the array size and everything. So we are storing it in a random manner or a dynamic manner. So at that time, take the input and store it in the ith element. Okay, ith element in the sense here 3 is the I. Okay, I value equal to 3. So ith element in the sense, what we will do, we store it in markov 2. Likewise, take the input and store it in ith element. At that time, what we will do, scanf %d ampersand markov I minus 1, because ith element in the sense, if it is the third element in array, it will be in the second position. The second array index value is second. Likewise, the I is ith element in the sense I minus 1. The index value is I minus 1. How can you print an individual element of an array? So likewise, that I already discussed. Print the first element in the array. First in the sense 0. First index in the sense 0th index. Okay, %d markov 0. Third element in the sense markov 2. Ith element in the sense markov I minus 1. So this is another example program for this. In n of 10, that is a declaration. N is an integer type of an array, and the maximum number of elements that can store in the variable n equal to 10. And I and j are the two small integer elements, I and j. For I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. This is a for loop. N of I equal to I plus 100. So what's the output of this statement? For I equal to 0, the first iteration I equal to 0, I less than 10. So what's the meaning of that? From this for loop we can say that I value starts from 0 and ends at 9. Okay, so I equal to 0, 0 less than 10, condition true. It move on to the true statement. Likewise, it continues up to 9. I equal to 9, 9 less than 10, condition true. Okay, again I value equal to 10, 10 less than 10, condition false. So it executes 10 times, but the I value, once the I value is equal to 10, it get out of the loop, because the condition get false and get out of the loop. And listen, while writing the program, you have to explain each and every line of the statement with the help of a comment line, so that evaluator or evaluator can easily understand what you are saying with this program. Okay. N of I equal to I plus 100. So what's the meaning of that? N of I, n of 0 equal to 0 plus 100. What is that? 100. So n of 0 equal to 100. Okay. I can write the output like this. Okay, n of 0, that's the meaning. Okay, n of 0 equal to 0. What's the meaning of this? 0 is I value equal to 0 plus 100. What is that? 100. Okay, next I value is incremented by 1, so I equal to 1, 1 less than 10, condition true. N of 1, okay, n of 1 equal to 1 plus 100. What is that? 101. Then I value equal to incremented by 1, n plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 less than 10, condition true. N of 2 equal to 2 plus 100, 102. Okay, then n equal to 3, 3 less than 10, n of 3 equal to 100 plus 3, 103. Likewise, it goes on up to when? Up to where? It continues up to n equal to 9. So I equal to 9. So n of 9 equal to 9 plus 100, 109. Okay, and I equal to 10, 10 less than 10, condition false. It exits the loop and come out of the next loop. Okay, if you want to print these values continuously, again we are writing the same for loop for j equal to 0, j less than 10, j plus plus, printf element percentage %d. So the output will be like this: element of, inside this we mentioned the percentage %d. What's the meaning of that? The value available in j will be printed here. So j is initially 0 equal to, again percentage %d slash n. So what is the second percentage %d? N of j. N of j initially n value equal to j value equal to 0. So n of 0, which equal to what? 100. 100 will be printed. Likewise, it goes on up to j equal to 10, 10 less than 10, condition false, get out of the loop. So this is the meaning of this program. So hope you clear about one-dimensional array. So this kind of array is said to be one-dimensional because it's in a linear fashion. Okay, the elements are stored in a continuous manner. It's in a linear fashion. So it is said to be a one-dimensional array. Okay. We will discuss more programs in the next videos. Thank you.